Today is top 5 most frequently asked questions for moving to Lubbock.
Okay.
What people ask us when they're like, hey, I'm thinking about moving to the hub city.
Yep.
Tell me about the old hub. Tell me about the old HUB. So, we're gonna start with number 1, right, Jaden? Crikey, the animals, wildlife here in Lubbock. It's crazy. There's gators everywhere. Actually, I had a dream that my dog got eaten by an alligator yesterday.
Which
last
cannot
night.
be true because there
There are no gators in Lubbock.
no wild gators.
Only good Cajun food, right? Yeah. So let's talk about wildlife. So obviously we're kind of in a deserty, arid climate, so we're gonna have reptilian animals. I mean, you're gonna kind of get animals. There's obviously reptiles here. It's a desert. But so we're looking at lots of different kinds of animals out here from what you'd expect in desert climate. So let's start with reptiles.
You took the long route there.
I did.
Rattlesnakes.
Rattlesnakes.
Yeah.
We do have some rattlesnakes. This is what people ask a lot. What kind of
It's the Southwest. Everyone's
what kind of animals y'all got? I mean, do y'all have things that can kill me? The answer is yes.
Yeah. So going to the opposite end, most dangerous. Let's go to the cutest and the most fun.
And the cuddliest.
And what we have the most of and what we're known for is prairie dogs. Yes, love them. We have an entire town. If you haven't look up Prairie Dog Town. It's a thing here in Lubbock.
They're here.
It's a whole section of land that is just prairie dogs as far as the eye can see.
They're here to stay.
And it's the cutest thing ever.
You can feed them like Sour Patch Kids.
I think it's frowned upon to feed them. But
Nope.
you're out there
You can
just-
feed them stuff that'll make their tummies explode on the spot.
Well,
So numero dos is going to be taxes. People often ask us, hey, what are the taxes like here? Obviously, we discussed more in kind of our cost of living video, but we talked about how Texas does not have a state income tax. So we do have property tax and we do have a sales tax. Sales tax runs us about
8.25.
8.25% on all your goods.
Well, that's
and that's consumption.
You get down to 6% when you're buying cars and stuff.
Yep.
But
Buy more
8.25.
expensive. So that stuff, groceries, gas, all that jazz, clothes, food,
Yep.
video games. But then property taxes obviously are going to run you anywhere from here to 2.25 to 2.75.
Yep, exactly. So
percent.
dependent on school district where
Right.
you're at, yeah, that's a good range. Anywhere from 2.25 to 2.75.
Yep, and that's kind of a good rule of thumb to keep in mind. And new builds are the same, just about. I mean, it doesn't matter where you build or what you're going to do. If you want to buy a new house or build a new house, whatever, it's going to be roughly the same here, around that area.
Number 3, let's talk crime. Are you going to be safe? Should you bring your gun?
Yes.
It's Texas. Of course you should bring your gun.
Yeah, you should.
But,
You're actually encouraged to.
right.
Bring anyone you want.
On the crime side, we do not see anything outside of what you see in your normal city. Sure, we have some car break-ins, things of that nature, but I've never walked down a street and felt unsafe.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's going to be anything like that. It's going to be your average crime. I just call it bad luck.
Totally. We're not Chicago.
We're not Chicago.
I mean, come on. That's the thing about Lubbock is there are statistics that say, oh, it's this, it's that. I've never personally felt ever like at harm or at risk for my safety. I've walked around at night plenty of times. I love walking. Right. There are obviously bad people everywhere, and people are going to commit crimes. But we found an article. We'll link it in here and post some of the text. But according to the LPD, most crime actually did go down last year.
It was like
11%. Car robberies went down 12%. I think burglaries went down 10 or 11%. So stuff's actually starting to get better here. Yeah. Now, we have historically had crime, obviously, so that's something to look into. But I heard, and we'll figure this out for sure, but that one of the zip codes in Lubbock had the highest concentration of concealed carry permits in the state at one point. So while I've heard stories of people trying to commit crimes and getting killed. So Lubbock is,
fight fire with fire.
Fight fire with fire. It usually works here.
Number 4, weather. Everyone asks about Lubbock weather. It's just different.
It's just different.
So we beat out Fairbanks, Alaska in 2013 for the toughest weather city, which I feel like is an unfair crack because when I'm not saying we don't have crazy weather, we'll get.
That's what they call my butt. Unfair crack.
You feel that miss? That it stings a little bit, huh?
I thought it hit. I thought it hit.
As long as you did.
Keep it in there. That's good. Did you
Shoot,
feel that miss? Okay, keep going. Oh.
I think it's an unfair crack for Lubbock. I think, yes, we do have. I did it.
That did not miss. The
I hate
unfair
this.
crack.
Lubbock weather, it does get crazy, but it is not consistently crazy. Will
Yep.
we have a hailstorm hit us in the spring and we'll get golf
Good
ball
for
size hail?
roofers.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
going to
good for
happen.
roofers.
But I've lived here for 27 years, all my
You're
life.
old.
Never seen a tornado.
Never?
Well, I've never seen a tornado
seen
coming
one
for
at
me.
least.
Yeah.
Come on, Jaden.
Never saw it coming for me. So I think in Lubbock, it's not consistently bad, but we'll have really extreme cases. So like for drainage or things like this, we'll get rain, and it's not like your normal rain. Hey, it rained for 5-6 hours, and we got
Absolutely not.
8 inches of rain. It's like, no, it rained for 20 minutes, and we got 8
12
inches
inches of rain.
Yeah, and it just flooded the street.
Yep.
The drainage takes care of it. So it is wild weather is the best way to put it, but I wouldn't.
Yep.
It's not consistently wild.
People are just like floating down the street. One thing,
yeah.
because that, which goes into our next point, the drainage in Lubbock, because it's so flat, has not always been the best. So
Water will stand.
Water will stand, and it'll stand for a little while. It takes a bit for it to go to the drain. I mean, when it rains heavy,
Flash flood is the best.
flash
thing for it.
floods do occur here,
Yeah.
definitely.
So number 5, what's the dating scene like? You're moving to West Texas. People just see a tumbleweed rolling across the screen right now. They think no one's out here. Not true. We're the hub city. Everyone kind of funnels into here. So if you're young, you're headed to tech. If you just graduated from tech, you just got your first job.
Yep.
Are you going to be able to mingle and find that spouse? Absolutely.
100% yes.
Yeah. I found mine.
It worked for Jaden.
Yeah.
Doesn't work for me.
Andrew, well, and he has his own set of circumstances why it didn't work.
Yeah.
But
Familial trauma. Obviously, Lubbock is kind of in the middle of nowhere, kind of. I mean, it's growing, but compared to Dallas or Houston or Austin, I mean, it's pretty far out there. So people often want to know, hey, if I move to Lubbock and I'm single, can I find someone? Is it going to be a good place to set down roots and try to find a wife or a husband or whatever? So if you're wondering if there's a dating scene here, if you're single and you're looking to find someone to date, the answer is yes, there is a dating scene. There are young adults here, middle-aged people who are maybe need to get remarried or have never been married. There are people looking all the time, obviously.
if you can't find someone, it's a you problem.
Not them, it's your fault. Thank you guys so much for watching. It really means a lot if you're still here, obviously, which you're probably not. My mom, probably not here either. But thank you so much. We love you, and we will catch you on the next one.